stream.
Yeah, welcome back. Well, I guess really we left you. You didn't leave us, but we're glad that you're back with us.
Yeah, welcome back. I guess you are right. I'm sorry we left, guys, but we are here. We're better, stronger.
That's right. It sounds like a Kanye song all of a sudden.
Yes, it was. And we decided to go ahead and bring in a third person every week, kind of get new opinions and a new voice every week and just spice it up a little. And this week we have Chuck, our buddy Chuck from Popalock.
How's it going, Chuck?
It's going good. It's going good.
Good. You're going to find out Chuck may be the guy that saves your ass.
He very well might be. Yeah, so we're going to get to Chuck here in a few minutes, but I just want to recap everybody's week. Did you have a good week last week?
I did have a pretty good week. Yeah, it was all right.
Chuck, did you have a good week?
I had a pretty interesting one, yes.
Interesting. His job is interesting. We're going to find out about that too.
Yeah, boy, he's got all kinds of stories to tell.
Man, so you sold your saw this week, right?
I did finally sell my saw. It was the saw of death. Well, not quite death, if I'm being honest with you. It was the saw where I had lost the tip of my finger in it. And not trying to be overly morbid here, but, well, it was just a crazy event that happened. And I'm not going to give you the whole ER visit, but I will tell you the weirdest thing that I learned is that when I went to the doctor about that, to the ER, and everything was said and done, he said, "Listen, there's nothing I can suture up. There's nothing I can do." He said, "The good news is it'll grow back." And I'm like, "Wait a minute, hold on, player, hold on now. It's been a while since I was in school, but I pretty clearly remember ninth grade science, and I'm not a lizard, okay? It doesn't work. I don't regenerate limbs." And he said, "Yeah, if it's above the knuckle, the first knuckle, normally it'll grow back." And in fairness to him, most every bit of it, except for a little part, has grown back, believe it or not.
Yeah, that's what happens when you start, when you pick up a new hobby and play with the big boy tools before you really know them.
Is that what happened?
I really think that's what it was.
I will tell you though, it as bad as that experience was, what's even weirder is that, after that hand, that finger was incapacitated for a while. Now, I don't want to be graphic here, but when you go to the restroom, there's certain paperwork requirements that occur. And that hand, it was too painful. I could not use it. Have you ever had to do your paperwork with the offhand?
Oh my gosh, I've not even thought about it. No.
It's like a Me Too thing, man. It's wrong. It shouldn't be there. It doesn't know the landscape.
It's like a stranger touching you?
In a bad way. It's
Yeah.
like you don't even understand how to move the hand in that area. And you're
I'm
like,
gonna try it.
I'm just getting in the shower. I'm just done with all this.
Chuck, don't lie. You're going to try it tonight, too.
I have had to do it. I cut my hands quite often on freshly cut keys and other things.
So, well, I haven't had to. I'm gonna try.
Well, I don't recommend it.
Well, I'm glad you were successful in your sales because I kind of had an epic fail this weekend when it comes to sales. I decided to have a yard sale. One person came to my yard sale, one couple, like this elderly couple, probably like in their 70s, and he gets out and he's like, "Do you have a duck call or a turkey call?" And I'm like, "You got the wrong family, sir. I'm
Right.
sorry." But that was it, and it is the most depressing thing ever when no one. I worked 2 days on that. I made homemade signs. I painted a garage sale with arrows. Once I had to do twice because I did it wrong and we had to go back. And either way, it was painful and nobody showed up. And now my old neighborhood, I used to do them, but we lived right off a main road, so my yard sale would be popping.
Now, if I may, in fairness, you have some aversion to yard sale promotion because I asked you, I said, "Hey, can I just share that we're having a yard sale with everybody and let them know?" Because
you think I do yard sales? What do you know about yard sales? You're saying I do my yard sales wrong? No,
No,
I'm
not
listening.
saying it's
Finish
wrong.
telling me what I do.
I
wrong?
didn't say it was wrong. I'm just saying I offered to tell the world on the radio that we're having a yard sale, and you said, "I don't want to do that."
Okay, yeah, I don't want to promote it because you're a radio personality. No, I don't want my address blasted on the air or on the internet when you share it on Facebook. Like, no, guys, and that's not because I'm snobby. Like, I'm white trash to the fullest, okay? But I'm saying, like, 3 years ago, this dude showed up at our house that was a
true.
listener, complete stranger,
Yeah.
to talk to Patrick about some issue they talked about that morning on the air with some birds.
The geese, that there was a problem with the geese in North Little Rock, and he wanted to tell me how they could take the problem geese and feed the homeless with them.
But either way, so the man knocks on my door and he's like, "Is Patrick there?" And I'm like, "Who are you?" And he's like, "Well, I heard him on the radio this morning talking about," and I was like, "Oh my God, this is happening." He came and found Patrick to discuss this. I went to get him up, also snagged the knife up the kitchen, and was ready for game. I was gonna stick him.
I was perplexed because, you know, we didn't have like a public address or anything. I was like, how did you know I lived here? And he said, oh, I was on a landscaping crew like 6 months ago. And I'm like, well, I appreciate your concern, but this is probably not a very, I'm just a radio guy. I don't have anything to do with the geese or the homeless. I'm
and
just,
with your mouth and the people you make mad, I couldn't imagine who would show up at my house trying to do something. And it's my luck, he won't be home, and I'm going to be the one that's killed. Or, let's be honest, I'm extremely delicious, slightly thick, but still delicious, and somebody would love to take this.
first of all,
Can we just do regular garage sale signs out by the neighborhood like normal people? And that way it's organic, and whoever comes, which is usually little old ladies who like to snob at your prices and walk off, you know, that's
who would
it.
ever be mad at me?
Oh, please. Oh, let's go look at his inbox. People.
Come on.
Hey, look at the camera. Don't forget we're on camera.
Oh, hello, I forgot about that. Laura said I need to be more intimate with you. Hello, how are you? Look at these smoldering eyes right here.
So what else do I do
Sensitive.
wrong in yard sales besides
Nothing at all.
letting you pitch it?
No. I was just talking about the fact that nobody came. That's the only thing that I could see that you could have done any better. Everything else was perfect.
Okay, just making sure. Well, that doesn't. You said I
That
just
was
did.
close, y'all.
You said I do them all wrong.
No, I didn't say that. That's something you heard in
You
your
see
head.
that? That's cleanup. Good job. I suggest you do it too.
Everybody, everywhere, clean up.
So I had an extremely on the opposite side of that bad experience. I also had a great experience that is continuing to make me happy. I post memes on Facebook every day, guys. Follow me on Facebook if you don't already do, Laura Beam. And last week I posted a meme of this little fat chunky kid holding like a big old thing of bacon, and for some reason I started craving bacon. Now, I know it looks like I'm lying, but I mean, I don't ever really cook bacon. I might have it like on a cheeseburger or bacon bits on a salad or something like that.
That's because you don't cook.
I don't cook. 82. A lot of us don't.
You microwave great, though.
Thank you, but I'm not microwaving bacon. I can't do that. I don't want to. I refuse. But anyways, so, but outside of, just where you go out and order it, I don't ever sit at home and actually make it. So when I posted that meme, for some reason, I wanted it. I went and bought the big old, I think it's 5 pounds or something of bacon. Man, y'all, I've had bacon twice in the past 36 hours, and I don't know if that shit drops dopamine or what, but it's like the best day ever. Best couple days. You can't make me mad.
Yeah.
I've been sitting at home with the strips just...
Pretty much you could put a meter beside me that showed the cancer I was getting while eating bacon. It would not discourage me one bit from eating it. I would continue to.
You tend to get the meat sweats.
I've never had.
I just
meat
love
sweats.
saying
I don't
meat
know
sweats.
what
It's
that
so
is.
fun. Yes, you do.
I don't.
You're sweating right now. Where's your sausage biscuit?
No,
Get it out from
I
under
might
the
get
desk.
donut sweats.
Donuts. Yeah, that's true. That
Yeah.
is very true.
Yeah, I'll take that.
All right. So yesterday was Easter.
Yeah.
Chuck, did you do anything special for Easter?
Took my wife and daughter to Cracker Barrel because Dixie Cafe is no more.
Oh.
unfortunately.
Rest
Oh,
in peace
wow.
to Dixie Cafe. That does stink, man. That was a good place.
I
Cool.
did like
Cracker Barrel.
Dixie.
Did they have anything cool in the old
Cracker
lady
Barrel.
shop?
There were a couple of interesting things. The number one was a timeline, and one of them being the 1980s with the Moon Man, the MTV symbol. Really wanted that shirt.
I'm so glad you mentioned that, Chuck, because I wanted to talk about Easter, because when I was talking to you on the phone yesterday about coming up here, and you told me you were at Cracker Barrel or whatever, and you told me that. And so, guess what, Chuck? It's your lucky day, Chuck.
What is going on here?
You
What is going on
got
here?
your Moon Man shirt, Chuck. Now, how are them beams for you? Babe, look at the
Thank y'all.
camera. This is our moment.
Thank y'all very much.
You are welcome. You rock, Chuck.
You've
Let's see,
got
hold it
great
up. I
size.
haven't even seen the shirt yet. Oh yeah, ba-da-da. Yeah, that's it, man.
And
That's the
don't
one,
be
the
offended by
iconic.
the size I picked. I only picked the size that I would wear, so that should actually just make me tuck my tail.
That's my size.
Oh.
I'm big boy and a little long.
Hey,
so-
wait. So are you saying I'm a big boy?
No, I'm just saying that.
Watch
Well,
it,
it's a
Chuck.
no-win
You just
scenario.
stop there, Chuck. That's
Just
what you
quietly exit the frame. Yeah,
You
I'm
just
a moon
exit.
man myself.
do.
I'm a moon man myself.
All right, Patrick. So.
Well, I tell you what, I have a story here, and I'm not going to get into the weeds of some lady from One Tree Hill and some others. I never watched that show. Did y'all ever watch it?
Mm-mm.
I don't know.
I heard of it, but I didn't watch it.
Yeah, I don't know anything about that show, and I don't care anything about that show or discussing that show or hearing from anybody who watched that show. But what I did find interesting was a news story that she's having to hire unattractive nannies to protect her husband from his sex addiction.
Oh, protect her husband?
Well, you know what I mean.
That
to
is-
protect their relationship, whatever.
Oh,
and I'm like,
no.
hold on. I'm so tired of all these addictions everybody has. Sex addiction. What man doesn't have sex addiction? And unless you have a problem of some kind, we're all addicted to it.
And you better
okay?
get some self-control because I'm not hiring, like, we're not going that far to protect you. If I can't trust you, you gone.
Right. I mean, I think that's a good point.
It's not like you're never gonna run into like a beautiful woman. I can't let you go to the store by yourself. I gotta
Right.
let you. What are there women you work with? Gas station attendants.
Daycare.
You definitely couldn't go to Waffle House because there's a hot piece of ass in there every time.
time, man. May or may not have all the teeth, but she got the service.
No, I actually hate that for that girl. She just really. That's terrible. But I don't. To be honest, if I was
No,
hiring a nanny, which I wouldn't because I'm not that wealthy, but if I did, I would probably get a little old lady, not to deter you from hitting it. Maybe what would you call it?
Smacking that ass?
Because you still would. We know how you are. No, I'm just kidding. But I would do it because she'd be experienced. You know what I'm saying? Like, what would some young 20-something-year-old without any kids really know what she was doing? They'd be like hiring Casey Anthony.
That also describes sex.
Yes.
What does some 20-year-old know what they're doing?
That is very true, too.
I'm just keeping it real. I mean, what are you going to do
Even
with
Chuck
that?
said, damn right.
I'm just being real, you know. Hold on. Hello, camera. How are you? Huh? Look at these pectoral, well, they're not muscles. They're more,
Those are
those are
big pecs.
breasticles.
He's got a fantastic chest. Wait
Yes,
till you
I
see him with
do.
his shirt off. Hello,
Oh,
Summer.
that's soon.
Summer
The
19.
stripper podcast.
He's bringing the heat.
Yeah, I'm bringing the heat.
All right, so, well, I'm sorry about that chick and her sad little life.
She'll be all right. I guess.
All right, so let's get to you, Chuck.
We
Let's
do
talk
need
about
to talk to Chuck.
Yeah, so we're going to bring this segment about business because we know as small business owners, recently, you know, we just closed the store.
Right.
Patrick still has the shop open. We've moved it back home.
That's right. If you're looking for custom woodworking of any kind, I'll shamelessly mention that I build that. You just said, well, does he? Yes, it is correct. I can build it if you can think of it.
And I sit in the shop and root him on.
She does. She's very good moral support.
Hey.
That looks like crap.
I can sweep up some mad wood shavings.
That is true.
It's
And
the Hispanic in me, for real. My mom was Costa Rican, and I know how to clean. What? We had to clean, deep clean. My mom didn't use a mop. We had to use toothbrushes. Patrick don't know anything about
I was in
cleaning.
the military. I think I know plenty about cleaning with the
The only
toothbrush.
military story you've ever told me was how you hid from some jog so you didn't have to do it. Y'all ran a mile or something and you hid in a
It's
locker.
not a
So tell
jog.
me he really
It's not a jog.
knows a lot about what.
We'll tell that story in the future. Today is not the day
Anyways,
because we need to
back
talk
to
to
Chuck. Okay, so real quick, we're gonna do this segment every week. It's cool to have somebody in here to have a third voice. It also helps y'all out. We know being a small business or a large business, it doesn't matter what it's like to, you know, get people to support you and know who you are and get yourself out
And-
there. So
and-
it really works for everybody.
If I didn't know, speaking of, we were talking about cheating earlier. If I didn't know, Chuck's number has been in your phone so many times, I would think there was something going on, but it's because you kept locking your keys in your.
That is right. When I was deciding who to have on this first show, it was Easter. That's celebrating the Savior. I thought, who else better to have than the dude who has saved me 1,000 times? Ladies and gentlemen, Papa Lock, thank you for hiring Chuck. Chuck?
I kind of do the hiring, but yeah.
Did you hire yourself, Chuck?
Charles D.
Kinda,
Wyatt.
sorta, yeah.
Well, good for you, Chuck. Thanks for just shitting on my entrance for you. I'm just kidding.
You screwed it up. It's on your profile, Chuck D. I didn't even connect that.
Chuck D, the one who put the shocker in your...
No, Chuck D, Public Enemy. Never mind, honey. It's not. There's a different generation. It's all right.
I know who Chuck D was.
I know
who Chuck
clearly
D is.
you do know who Chuck
I'm
D
referring to a Tupac song.
Okay.
But go ahead, y'all go.
No,
Because
no,
it's
no.
inappropriate.
Yes, very highly inappropriate. I'm kidding. So, Papa Lock, man, you guys service the Central Arkansas area?
Our borders, we usually do unlocks between Conway, Cabot, Wrightsville, and Haskell.
All right. Now, what all services do you offer?
Well, I have to say at first, if a child is in the car, we do it free.
Oh, really?
We do car unlocks, house unlocks, full residential and commercial rekey, repair, roadside, including tire changes, fuel deliveries, jump starts, and I've even been known to provide air for a low tire.
I didn't know. That's a fun fact. I had no clue, and I've been using Chuck literally. If you guys go back in my Facebook, I post selfies with him every time he saves me.
Yeah.
I never knew until yesterday that they did residential. I was just saying I could boom his business more because do you know how many times I've locked myself out of my house? Jesus.
We'd had a lot more selfies.
Do you know how many times our kids lock themselves out?
Well, yeah, better to teach him to call Chuck than to carry a key.
So that's awesome, Chuck. The fact that y'all do houses. Well, I called him earlier because there was a wreck on the interstate, and he had just left a business that you.
I had just broken into a local weight loss clinic.
Yeah, so businesses, homes. That's amazing. I didn't know.
So you said if there's a kid in the car. So in other words, if you've locked your car and your kid is in there, you guys will come out free and take care of that.
Tips are definitely accepted, but yes.
Do they go to jail for leaving their kid in the car?
No, that's no.
We're all human.
Have you ever experienced that?
Locking my kid in the car?
No. Have you ever had to go unlock a kid out of a car?
Almost every week.
Shut up.
What happens? Of course it happens, yeah.
So why do people get beat up when they leave their kids in the car? When
No, that's not just for leaving a kid.
They beat them up when they leave their dogs in the car.
That is true. That will happen, yeah.
Well, I'm going to be honest. I've never left my kid in the car.
Okay.
Now, I did leave him at the fire
Well, you didn't
station
say
one
left.
time so I could go kick it for a little
Well,
bit.
that's fine. And you go into the cowboy on Friday night. No, he didn't say leave the kid in the car. Accidentally lock the car with the kid in it. Lock the door, the car, he's in the car.
Tell a little essay to go unlock it.
The number one reason people lock themselves out is a change of sequence. Just changing your pattern.
Right. Like maybe you ran back in to grab something super fast because you forgot something. And you're like, oh, and then you run in and oh my God, yeah. And if it's a kid in a car seat, they can't get out.
Yeah, in December, I felt like Chuck was probably going to just kill me because I had a rash of incidences. We had a concert here that I locked my keys in the car. And then all in December. Well, December and one in January. But still, that's within like 40 days of each other. Then we had a wedding that we did. We DJ. Patrick, opportunity.
Oh. Yes, we do. We DJ weddings, parties, any kind of event you can imagine. We bring the fun. I'm the DJ. She is
I'm the fun coordinator.
She's the vibe coordinator.
It's a made-up name just to invite me along, but I dig it.
I like the name, the vibe coordinator. It sounds good, doesn't it?
Anyways, so we did a wedding, and when I was taking the speakers back to the truck, I didn't have pockets. I had a dress on. And so I set them in the back of my door and accidentally shut it and blah, blah, blah. Anyways, so now at this point, like the last time I called him, when he answered the phone, he was straight up, he goes, "Where are you at?" I was like, can you not say that with just a little bit more enthusiasm, Chuck? It's me, buddy! You're getting more money! Yes!
Frequent flyer miles.
But anyways, no, what he does is awesome. He's great. Yesterday, not to have a sappy moment here, but he legit told me he loves his job because he gets to help people. He was like, that's why I really enjoy doing what I do, is because I get to help people in tough situations. And I thought that was pretty awesome. It says a lot about your character, and that's pretty dope.
Now, when it comes to, you know, Joe or Jane locking their keys in their car, does it matter what kind of vehicle it is as far as the charge goes? Is one car the same as any car, or how does that exactly work? Are they all easier or the same to break into? I mean, in the 70s and 80s, a coat hanger was all you needed, but now it's a little different.
Honestly, there's a lot of variables that go into that.
Okay.
I tend to do the exotics, such as the Corvettes, such as the big Mercedes and big BMWs, and then the antiques as well. It really is just a case-by-case basis, because 90% of Fords are super easy, and then you've got the Focus, which is just a pain in your butt.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, it's just an awkward, it's a European lock.
Okay.
It's just different. And a lot of, like, all the Chevys are great until you get to a Corvette that has a special, like, no door handle, no door lock.
We had an incident with Chuck again, another time.
That was number 3.
And Patrick just got his car, and yeah, I told him, I was like, hey Chuck, this time it's not the Yuge, it's not the regular car. Patrick got a new one, and he was like, okay, he came out to our house. Oh, and it was like just a couple days old, and I lost the key.
Yeah.
Anyways, it was in the door panel of the other car.
Yeah, it wasn't even in the
I
vat.
swore to him it was in his car, and he was like, I bet it's not in here. It was. Anyways, but when Chuck got there, he was like, you had to get the worst car to break into. And hey, he's a master of his
He did
craft
do it,
because
though.
he pulled it off.
Now, Chuck, let me just kind of on a side note here. I mean, how many on average calls a day are you running?
My best was 26. My average is about 12.
Wow, so you're running a lot. Have you seen some odd, crazy, weird things in your time? Maybe.
How dark do you want me to get on that
Well,
one?
I mean, you tell us what you want to tell us, buddy.
One of my favorites is still a couple of about 3 women that locked themselves out with a couple bottles of wine on their balcony in the Cantrell area.
Those are my girls.
Like 2 in the
Hillcrest.
morning. And then one of them proceeded a couple of months later to lock themselves out walking their dog in a t-shirt and a bathing suit.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
I bet that was your favorite, wasn't it, Chuck?
It was an interesting call. And
You-
I've seen her since then for her residential services, but...
You said you like the people that are with police. What about that one?
Oh, the people that have decided to park at a local gas station to, you know, sling certain items, and they're playing low key so that the cops don't notice they're locked out.
Are you talking about a low-key pharmacist?
Yeah.
Okay.
Or a kilo of Coke?
Or a herbalist.
Yeah. So what in those events? I mean, what do you do? I mean,
Well, people are nervous. People are really, really nervous in that situation, and you got to mess with them a little bit. But as I tell my guys, we're not the cops. We're super
okay.
cool. As long as you're not hurting anybody.
It ain't your business.
Yeah.
We
my
don't
business
see
is
nothing. We're
unlocked.
just here to unlock
That's
the car.
probably what's best. So, you know, nobody tries to retaliate on you or do anything crazy. Just
Yeah.
mind your own and keep it pushing.
I don't see any of that Colombian bam bam.
One interesting thing, though, you should tell them about is the key fob thing, because that has become such a new, you know, it's going to be a matter of time before the old keys don't even exist anymore. The key fobs, so he said, I have one, and a lot of people tend to think that if you have them, that you can't lock your car. You can't lock yourself
Right, you can't
out of the
lock
car.
your keys in the car because you have a fob and it recognizes it, but that can often be a misconception, right?
That is a big misconception. I unlock them all the time, and we even make the keys for them if we need to.
Wow, okay.
That is awesome. Yes, because he said that some people have called him before about needing a key and him saying, sure, it's not in the car. And they'll be like, no, I know it doesn't because it can't lock with, you know, if I have a key fob, it can't lock if I'm not.
Well,
if
it can, yeah.
And it does, so, yeah.
Well, if you had to give, I mean, preventive measures to people, what's the advice you give to people to not be in that situation? What do you do?
Be responsible.
That's a good start. Yeah.
Set up a sequence. You know, like if you turn off your car, you know how you're going to lock it. Always do that. You know, if you put your key on a carabiner, put it on your belt immediately instead of, you know, setting it down on your lap, because a lot of people lose their keys down between the door gap and the seat. and you can't see it. You just kind of got to get in and search, and then you're sitting there with the car screaming at you for 5 minutes.
One of the weird things, I say weird, one of the newer things for me in my car is the fact that the key has nothing to do with driving it. You know, there's not an ignition I put it in. I just push a button. So, you know, that's a different thing. And now I was able to program it where if I close the door and I leave the keys in, the car honks 3 times at me to make me aware of that. But I don't know if all cars have that ability or not.
It won't apply if it's in the trunk for one, and
Oh, wow.
it'll still happen. If the key starts,
Boom, you
starts
just
going
got
down,
served.
It will do it.
No, I'm talking about how I'm trying to prevent myself from
Yeah.
getting stuck, you know?
You wouldn't believe how often it's actually in the ignition too and locked up.
Oh, I would believe that, yeah. I would believe that.
Well.
Now, Chuck, if they want to get a hold of Papa Lock, if they need to get a hold of you guys to deal with this, how do they do it?
Well, Papa Lock is a large worldwide locksmithing company. You can call 1-800-Papa Lock pretty much anywhere in the world.
Pop, lock,
As
and drop
well, you can call 501-371-0019 for our local office.
So 501-371,
0019.
okay.
We're going to put that at the bottom of the video. I know if it's audio, you're not going to see that. But also, we're going to have their business and their number. And, hey, write his number down and throw it in your glove box. Oh, wait, if you're locked out, that don't matter, does it? Save it in your phone. Durr.
Yeah, I mean, you might put it in lots of places, but you can also follow them, I would imagine, online. You have Facebook?
Multiple Facebooks.
Okay.
Each of the city.
When you call them, take a selfie with them and post it and tag Papa Lock and say, hey, thank you, because I do it every time.
We do a $5 off discount if you do that, by the way.
Oh, do you really?
Yeah.
$5 off.
Hey, $5 is $5. You know, I will embarrass myself for much less. So
Yes,
yeah.
you will. So when
I'll
we
take-
get the
I'll take that Abe Lincoln from you.
when we get the video posted up later today, guys, leave in the comments. Maybe tell us a story of yours where you locked yourself out, because it'll give me good reading material later. And yeah, I just want.
We just
y'all
want to
share.
laugh at you because
Yeah, that's
y'all
it.
are laughing at us.
I want to know
and
that
it's
I'm not
fair.
the only pitiful one in this world.
Right?
I'll also say I have yet to unlock for Patrick.
That is
You
true.
had to drop that.
I don't lock my keys in my car, but Chuck, I will tell you that in fairness, in fairness to her, if I had known that you did gas services, there have been more than one occasion in the past few years I've allowed in my former vehicle. I would not do it in this one, but in my former vehicle, I used to like to play what I call gas chicken.
Yeah, don't do it.
Which is no, I wouldn't now, but which is how close can I get? And a couple times I didn't quite make it to
And
the
I
gas
have to go
station.
get them.
Yeah.
So you might not have locked your keys. You might not lock your keys in your car. But hey, guess what? I have all my fingers.
Oh,
You don't know how to use a
that's
saw.
cute. That's real. I do know how to use a saw. I just never mind. Wow, you went for the.
I
finger
did. I went
joke.
low because y'all
You
tried
just-
to come at
You
me.
did. You just did. You went with the finger joke.
Chuck, you came at me.
I
Came
just
at me,
gotta
bro.
be fair.
I just if you don't know, it was this finger right here.
Yeah.
Did y'all see? It was this finger I was showing her. She might not remember which one that I had.
All right. So you got any other fun stories, Patrick?
Any other fun stories today?
Nothing going on?
Well, you know what? Our time is about wrapped up. I don't, but I tell you what, we were kind of talking about this yesterday, and I said, man, that'd be a good thing to talk about on the podcast, because a lot of people probably haven't heard the Kool-Aid Man story, and I don't mean the, oh yeah, Kool-Aid Man breaking through the wall story. I mean, truly probably the scariest story of my life, and probably came close to being the Silence of the Lamb type thing, where I was in the well, you know, it puts the lotion on its skin or it gets the hose again type thing. Yeah, that was nearly me.
Yeah, that's
And-
gonna be super fun.
Yeah, well, I don't know that I described
It
it
would
as
have
super
only been fun
It's very
had
interesting.
it actually happened. Then you'd have a hell of a story.
I've got a hell of a story just the way it is, and I think we'll share that on the next podcast, and who knows what else will come
No,
up.
one of the things that we do want to start on the podcast next week is a little segment called Let's Get Messy. I
Oh,
want to
okay.
get in your business, all right? So yeah, if you guys have relationship issues, and it doesn't have to be your spouse or your partner or whatever, it can be like a coworker, a sibling, a friend, neighbor. It doesn't matter. If you have an issue with somebody, I'm gonna put the email address at the bottom of the screen, so when you check the video out, email us the problem. Have you ever told your friend, like, you keep telling them to do something, give them advice, and they won't take it? Email us. We're going to put our word in, and then you can show them and be like, see, I'm not crazy.
Or we might tell you you're crazy. Mind your business, lady.
And we're going to give it to them. I mean, we're not probably going to sugarcoat it like you do, so I'm just saying. We're going to give it to them.
Oh, wow.
Also, we'll go ahead and wrap this up by saying, yeah, if you guys want to be on here with us, if you want to be the chickadee chuckster,
Yeah, if you have a business and you want to get out there, we want to have a business on here every week and really promote some good folks. So reach out to us, would you?
if you need a host for an event, you can reach out to us on Facebook or Twitter or however you want.
Or just
Email.
yell real loud. We'll
Yell
show
real
up.
loud. Don't forget we do the weddings,
Say my name
the
backwards
DJing.
3 times.
And yeah. Thanks one last time to Papa Lock.
Yeah, thank you, Chuck D. We appreciate you, man.
No problem. I enjoy it.
All
Yeah.
right, well, I'm gonna finish my. I need us another cup of coffee. It's 10.
Yeah.
It's time to wake up. I drink enough coffee. Time.
Okay.
Hey,
it's time
we
to
love
go.
y'all. Deuces from the beans.